Women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Just before business news tonight, let's bring you details of one of our earlier stories. Osun State incumbent and Governor-elect Rauf Aregbesola has commended the people of Osun State and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for their steadfastness in the face of intimidation during the August 9 governorship election in the state. Aregbesola gave the commendations while receiving a certificate of return at the INEC office in Osogbo. Rashid was there and filed in this report.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has presented the certificate of return to Rauf Aregbesola and his deputy Titilaoye Tomori. In his address, the resident electoral commissioner of Osun, Segun Agbaje, says INEC has lived above board in giving level playing ground for all contestants. Aregbesola gave a clean slate to the electoral body.
Accordingly, the commission remains focused and continues to set up all the machinery needed to guarantee the conduct of free, fair, credible, and accessible election in the state. This led to the timely commencement and smooth conduct of the election day activities as enumerated thereafter.
The governor-elect gave an analogy of his triumph despite all efforts from the powers that be to push him out of office.
Then said David to the Philistine, you come to me with a sword and with a spear and with a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, because of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. You can replace Israel with Osun. The God of the armies of Osun, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hand, and I will strike you down and cut off your head. And I will give the dead bodies of the hosts of the Philistines this day to the birds of the air and to the wild beasts of the air. That all the earth will know that there is a God in
The election recorded a large turnout of voters and provided the sitting governor a shot at a rare second term in office. Aregbesola dedicated his victory to the people of Osun.
Thank you. Because it was through you that God delivered this to me. Total sacrifice, self-sacrifice, and amazing support under the direction of the Almighty God, that we are today qualified to receive certificate of return.
The handing over of the certificate of return to Governor Aregbesola has officially placed his recognition as governor-elect as required by the law. Rashid, CoreTV News, Osogbo.
Sabina Izoko now stands by with the business news shortly after this break. Stay with us.
What are the people saying?
Governments of today, they are taking Nigerians into a rat.
Policy should be targeted to the general public.
I mean, there's a law guiding the state. If you break the rules, you should be punished.
It's like somebody who has a dick. Something happened earlier, you take action.
I know that you are going to win. I'm sure.
There are two sides of the coin.
When you pay a lot of tax to the pockets of the government, you expect nothing but a colossal failure.
It can still happen, eh? I will still have trust in our boys, eh? Thank you, eh?
Give them the subsidy to enjoy Nigerian resources. Nigeria are shorting. Nigeria are suffering. The masses are suffering. They should fear God.
Tell them that they don't turn this Nigeria to Sodom and Gomorrah. By the name of God, we will conquer them.
The people, only on CoreTV News.
Hello there and welcome to the World of Business with me, Sabena Izoku. The Bureau of Public Enterprises and the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, through the federal government, says it is ready to commence the forensic probe of the extent of financial commitments so far made by the new owners of the various electricity distribution companies in the country. Forensic probe was in relation with the cumulative $1.8 billion financial commitment which the new owners of the distribution companies had made as part of the 5-year plan for the power asset privatization program. The federal government, having an intention to monitor new owners, came on the same day to sought partnership with states, local government and related institutions in the development and administration of Nigeria's electricity sector. At the launch of the National Council on Power, NACOP, in Abuja, it was now willing to accept areas of the development and administration of Nigeria's electricity sector to other partners who it advised to key into ongoing reforms in the sector. The chairman of the NERC, Dr. Sam Amadi, in his presentation said the Commission was on the verge of developing a tight cybersecurity framework for the country's electricity market to safeguard market transactions in the sector, adding that without such measures, the market will remain vulnerable to the potentially risk third-party manipulation. The Food and Agriculture Organization FAO Food Price Index displayed marked decline for the 4th consecutive month as the 3rd quarter of the year reached critical stages this week. Price was said to be mainly due to a sharp fall in international prices for maize, wheat, and certain oil seeds. Based on the prices of a basket of internationally traded food commodities, the FAO Food Price Index averaged 203.9 points in July 2014, down 2.1% from a revised value in June and 1.7% below July 2013 level. In contrast, meat prices rose from the 5th consecutive month in July, and those for sugar remained firm. The fall in quotations for grains, oilseeds, as well as dairy products pushed down the FAO Food Price Index to its lowest level since January 2014. Rice prices edged higher on a renewed import demand. The FAO Vegetable Oil Price Index averaged 181.1 points in July, down 7.7 points from June. The decline continued to be primarily driven by falling soy and palm oil prices. Nigeria's total merchandise trade increased by 6.8% to about 5.51 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2014 compared to about 5.16 trillion naira recorded in the fourth quarter of 2013, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. When compared to the first quarter of 2013, the value of the total merchandise trade increased by 406 billion naira. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics in its Foreign Trade Statistics first quarter 2014, which was released Monday, said it has been rising exports by 15% and declining imports by 6.2%, which resulted in greater trade surplus for the country. The trade surplus increased by 34.3% in the first quarter of 2014. Report states that the total trade was dominated by crude oil exports, which accounted for 3.23 trillion naira, representing 81.5% of the total exports, while the non-crude oil accounted for 735.9 billion naira, that's about 18.5% of the total exports. Trade is dominated by the imports of broiler, machinery, and appliances, which accounted for 23.7% of the total value of import trade in the first quarter 2014. Further analysis of the trade statistics show that India, as the country's major trade partner, with exports to that country valued at 544 billion naira. Nigerian imports goods mostly from China, United States, India, Belgium, and Netherlands, which accounts for a total sum of 794.1 billion naira, respectively. Naira appreciated slightly by 0.18% against the US dollar on the interbank market Monday. The local currency closed at 162 naira 40 kobo to a dollar on Friday. Shell sold an undisclosed amount of dollars, boosting dollars liquidity and easy pressure on local currency. Financial market analysts say and stress the need to diversify Nigerians' revenue sources. According to analysts, the current over-reliance on oil by the government poses a huge threat to the stability of the economy. Tax incentive Infrastructure development and production subsidy and development of agricultural sector should be emphasized to reduce the dependence on imported goods and the foreign exchange burden of the food imports are some of the ways to reduce this pressure. Meanwhile, Nigeria plans to raise 100 billion naira worth in bonds, with maturities ranging from 3 years and 20 years at the auction on Wednesday. And on the stock market report, the equity transaction on the Nigerian Stock Exchange ended on a bullish note today. The Nigerian Stock Exchange All Shares Index appreciated and also closed high at 42,019.73 points. Market capitalization rose by 0.19% to close high at 13,898 trillion naira. In all, a total of 288 million shares valued at 3.72 billion naira were exchanged in 5,490 deals. Report shows the Nigerian Breweries PLC topped the gainers chart, followed by Flour Mill, Dangote Summit, Mobil Oil PLC, and Stanbic IBTC. On the other hand, 40 Oil led the losers chart, followed by Cadbury PLC, Corn Oil PLC, Pizza PLC, and CCNN PLC. Meanwhile, here are the top 5 trades. And that's it on business news. Coming up next is sport news with Tolu Ochelmi. Please stay with us.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Our style, that's what he delivered. Here's that ball, storming, Puyol with a flying lead.
Go, taking them out in the lead and
Ever exciting world of sports. Acting President of Nigerian Football Federation NFF, Chief Mike Okeke has challenged the under-20 women national team, the Falconets, to go all out in Edmonton, Canada on Wednesday and earn a first ever win over England in the history of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. Both previous clashes between Nigeria and England at the championship have ended in 1-1 draws, first in Coquimbo, Chile in 2008 and then in Germany in 2010. With 4 points from their first 2 matches, the Falconets lead Group C and will earn a place in the quarterfinals with a draw against the England squad. The Executive Committee of Nigeria Football Federation has upheld the dissolution of the Plateau State Football Association and the suspension of the chairman and first vice chairman of Yobe State Football Association, as conveyed to the NFF by the secretaries of those associations. A letter signed by Tijani Jibril, Secretary of Yobe State Football Association, informed the NFF that the Congress of the State FA passed a vote of no confidence on the chairman, Alhaji Mohammed Garba, and the first vice chairman, Omar Suleiman, for several reasons, including failure to call meetings for the past 4 years. The second vice chairman of Yobe State Football Association, Mohammed Kali, has taken over as chairman. And the Nigeria Football Federation has finalized a fresh contract with Super Eagles coach Stephen Keshi. The NFF board said after a meeting in Abuja that the document has been forwarded to Keshi. The board says it expects the new contract to be signed by the NFF and Mr. Keshi in a matter of days. That's all. Thanks for watching. I'm Tolu Ojewumi.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
The head of Atal has the legitimate authority to govern this country.
They gave me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of Osun State and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on CoreTV News.
Welcome back. Outside Nigeria, United Nations rights monitors have called for the global community to take urgent action to avoid a potential genocide against the Yazidi community in Iraq. Thousands of members of Yazidi religious minority are trapped on a mountain in northwestern Iraq with little food or water after jihadists overran the region.
They've been exposed to this environment, lack of water, immense difficulties of simply existing up there for some time now, and their needs are very great indeed.
So we have high concerns about the overcrowdedness associated with the displacement of the people and how this could provide conditions for further outbreaks of diseases such as polio.
And we'll tell you more about that when they're ready to be released.
The problem is that we only have about 10 slots maximum, so...
weather forecast from the year 2050. So energy systems and so forth. This is described in more detail.
The Executive Office of the UN Secretary General's Climate Change Support Team, it will be a virtual briefing, and it will be... sorry.
And that's been the show tonight. On behalf of the news crew, I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for being there.